Hey folks, fixing to shoot a video of the Vidalia onion casserole. Sweet Vidalia onion casserole. I want y'all to know I'm grating this Parmesan cheese. I don't want y'all to think I've cheated and got some pre-grated stuff, because I'm always harping about don't buy pre-grated cheese. So I just want you to see I'm really and truly grating the cheese. I'm not just tricking you. This is it's a Kroger cheese. Stop, you're not getting any. They automatically think when they hear the cheese grater going that they're fixing to get some. And then you can hear the disappointment in her voice when she doesn't get any. I have too many schnauzers, and they love people food so much more than they love dog food. It's not even funny. Especially cheese. That's how they, you know they're our dogs, because they love cheese. Okay, cheese is grated. Hey guys, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya, and you're not going to be seeing much of me in this video, but you're going to be seeing what I'm cooking in this skillet. So this is going to be a casserole side dish, but we're going to start out in a skillet. So I need to grab a knife, and we're going to be slicing some. These are supposed to be Vidalia onions. These are Peruvian sweet onions. They're organic, and I couldn't pass them up at the store, so that's just an excuse to buy some onions when they're on sale, because this casserole is so good. Now, if you serve this at a potluck, I promise you somebody's going to think it's pasta. They're going to sit down, and it's just so funny to sit and keep an eye on them and watch them try it for the first time, because what they think is pasta is sweet onions in a very creamy cheese sauce, and they're going to light up, and they're going to try to figure out who brought this to the potluck. I've seen it happen too many times. This is going to be a favorite at a potluck if you take it with you. So first thing I want to show you is kind of a hack that I do whenever I open up butter. I'll have a stick of butter, and hopefully you can see this. Let me get on this side of the camera so you can see it. See the lines there that I have? I use the back side of a knife and press it into the tablespoon mark before I ever get rid of the wrapper. Kind of line it up with the wrapper and cut this, so that way I'll have an idea of about how much butter I have left. Plus it gives you an indicator if somebody else is using your kitchen and they're just terrified they're going to measure something wrong. That gives them a good indicator of what a tablespoon is. So just cut that at the tablespoon mark. We're going to start off with 1 tablespoon of butter in our skillet. And I'll start this heating up. We're going to slice these onions thin, and it doesn't really matter which direction you slice them. If you slice them in rings or if you slice them in wedges, just do it kind of thin. But that's where the funny part comes in, because the thinner it is, the more it looks like spaghetti. And people won't actually know what they're eating, but they will like it. Sorry about the glare, I just hadn't got my lights figured out yet. You can actually use a regular yellow onion with these, or yellow onions. You're going to use about 4 of them, but the sweeter the onion, the better this casserole turns out. So if you have Vidalias and it's Vidalia season, then those are ideal to use. But it's not Vidalia onion season right now here. But these Peruvian onions will be just as good of a substitute as any. put a lid on this to keep some of that steam in. Help them cook a little faster. We have very generous friends, and they have smokers, and one friend in particular likes to give us different cuts of meat that he smoked just for us to try them. So this is brisket that we're having tonight with our Vidalia onion casserole. So doesn't that look yummy? It's not heated up yet, but it's fixing to go in the oven when the casserole does. These are our snack crackers. I've got them crushed up, and I'm going to pour those into the bowl with the melted butter. I have a stainless steel bowl with butter in it in the oven because I had some residual heat from cooking something earlier, so that worked out well. So we'll get back to that in a minute. That produces a lot more steam than one would think. Okay, so our onions are pretty soft now. You just want them kind of floppy. You can cook them until they're golden if you want to. We'll cook these just a little while longer, and then we'll take them off the heat. All right, we're going to turn our heat off now. We're going to add to this 12 ounces of cream cheese that we cut in cubes. We kind of let this come to room temperature. And that's a lot of cream cheese, y'all. But again, can you ever really have too much cream cheese? I think when people see this at a potluck, it has like a cracker, that cracker crumb topping, those snack crackers, kind of like a Ritz cracker, but I buy the organic version. It has that crumb topping to it, so people are kind of questioning at first, going, well, I thought this was pasta dish, but maybe it's just something with a crumb topping. But see how it looks like noodles? And they're pretty sure they're eating some kind of Alfredo, but then when they eat it, they realize it's not. Actually, I think it's a little bit better than Alfredo, but that's just me. This is such a yummy, yummy, yummy side dish. Okay, that'll continue to melt as it gets hot throughout. So we're also going to add to this 2/3 of a cup of real sour cream. Don't use the non-fat kind or the low-fat kind or the trick kind made out of something else other than sour cream. I guess you could use full-fat yogurt in this, but I just really like the sour cream in it. Give that a stir. See how creamy that is? Woo! That's my kind of side dish right there. All right, to this we're also going to add 3 eggs that are slightly beaten. You don't want to scramble them in there. Just get them in there and get them stirred up. It helps once you put your cold sour cream in there, keep it from being so hot where it scrambles the eggs. So to this, I want you to go find your favorite hot sauce. Our favorite hot sauce is Frank's Red Hot, and we use a lot of it. When I say a lot, I'm telling you, there's a gallon jug of it in my pantry, and I use this, I think this was a mustard bottle. Yeah, this was mustard in this, and I just keep refilling it with hot sauce because I don't want to embarrass anybody by bringing the 1 gallon jug of Frank's to the table every time. But this is what we keep our hot sauce in. So you're going to put about a teaspoon of hot sauce in that. So whatever looks like a teaspoon to you, just go with that. If you'd rather have Tabasco, if you'd rather have Texas Pete, whatever your favorite hot sauce is, just grab that. Put a teaspoon of that in there. To this, we're going to add 4 ounces of Swiss cheese and 4 ounces of Monterey Jack that we've shredded ahead of time. And I did shred this ahead of time. This is not pre-shredded. Not a fan of pre-shredded. You know that already. It has cellulose on it, and that's not something that's a particularly good food product. So we're going to get our 2 cheeses in there, 4 ounces of each of those. So this is the insides to our onion casserole right here. So creamy, so yummy. Okay, I think that fixed it. I'm going to try to stir with one hand and hold this camera with the other hand. And this is not a good idea. But my microphone's attached to this phone and I'm walking around with it in my pocket, because I'm not good at remembering that I have a microphone attached to one of my cameras, and I keep walking off and knocking the whole tripod down. So I hear our oven is preheated. We're going to put our freshly grated Parmesan in there. All right, headed back over to the stove now. All right, so I can hold the bowl and stir since it's a different camera. All right, this is our pan. We're going to put this in. I wish I didn't have to turn the pan from you, but I do because I am right-handed. Here, I'll turn it around this way so you can see what I'm doing. I wish you could smell this. It is divine. All right, I think I got all that goodness out of there. I'm going to put this on the top of it. Spread it out to cover the top as much as you can, all the way to the edge. This is going to go in our preheated 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. It's going to heat all the way through. I'm going to pop the brisket in there as well. Set it for 30 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, our buzzer just went off. Well, can't see that very well. It's bubbly around the edges. Woohoo! Okay, y'all, our Vidalia onion casserole is done. Here's my supper sitting on the stovetop because I'm not even putting it on the table. My husband just called and said he had to go back to the office and do something, and so he's running late. So I want to show this to you before I dig in and it's gone. Can you see why people would think it's pasta? Yeah, that's the goods. Okay, I'm going to load my plate up with other stuff. And thank you for watching. Thanks for taking all the time to see my mistakes. We'll see you on the next video.